Hello and welcome to the AB podcast for Sunday, July 28th, 2019. My name is Brandon.
My name's Alex.
How's it going today, Alex?
Good.
Well, after much ado and lots of audio problems,
Yes.
we are finally back with podcast number 2. We had a lot going on lately, so let's get right into it. What's our first topic for today, Alex?
Our first topic is science. Where's that?
Science? Are you sure?
No, Comic-Con.
Comic-Con. Okay, we're going to start off with the good stuff this week. She wants to skip right past the good stuff. So,
Okay.
San Diego Comic-Con was last week, so never got a chance to go yet. Maybe one day we'll go. Maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe? Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. So, the biggest thing every year in Comic-Con is the Hall H panel for Marvel, and that's what everybody was waiting for this year. We knew we weren't going to really... Warner Brothers didn't come this year, so we weren't going to get anything for the DC universe. So we got a lot of casting and firm dates on some things. So the big thing...
And there was a lot of toys there.
Yeah, there's a lot of toys.
Always a lot of toys.
Hopefully we'll be doing some toy reviews. We did put up a toy review this week.
Yep.
So the first thing is we got a lot of dates for the upcoming movies for Phase 4. And we got a lot of the Disney Plus TV shows that are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And we got tentative dates. They didn't set anything. I think all of it's going to be around how that rollout comes out in November. So the first thing we do know is that the next MCU movie coming out, Phase 4, Film 1, Black Widow standalone film, comes out May 1st, 2020.
Yes.
You excited?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I liked her hair in Endgame, so I hope they keep her hair like that. I like how it's like there's like a little chunk of her hair that's white, or it's the tips, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I like that. It's cool.
Yeah. Well, and we do know the bad guy is going to be Taskmaster. We do have the first we got the first images out. We saw those images. He looks pretty cool. Not very Skull-like. I know there's been a lot of iterations of Taskmaster in the MCU. Well, not in the MCU, in Marvel. This has more like a mask than it is the Skull-like, which I was kind of hoping we would get Taskmaster in a Deadpool movie, because he is a big Deadpool baddie, and he's kind of mouthy like Wade is. So the next one we got is in fall of 2020. We're going to have on the Disney Plus streaming channel, we're going to have Falcon and Winter Soldier. We do know that Falcon is going to be playing basically Captain America. We've already been told that he's going to be he's already been fitted for the new uniform. He's going to have the shield. Anthony Mackie brought the shield out on stage during Comic-Con when they both came out.
It looked exactly like the movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's going to be interesting because when Sam Wilson took over the Captain America moniker, his outfit was different than Captain America's. It's going to be interesting to see how they actually pull this off.
I swore I saw a picture or something on Facebook that showed him in the new costume.
I think that was fan art, or somebody had taken and photoshopped him in, or made something that looked similar to it. So that's coming in fall of 2020. Now, the next one is the second film in Phase 4, and this one is a big one. This is The Eternals. Now, the Eternals, they are promising, and this is Kevin Feige's words, a very Jack Kirby-esque film. And that is going to be bonkers. And this cast, and they had all these people. They brought all of these people to Comic-Con for all of these projects. You've got Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani, Selma Hayek, Brian Tyree Henry, Dong Siek Ma, Leah McHugh, and Laura Ridloff are all announced for this movie. So far, yeah.
If there's anybody else.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of, and we'll go over some of these, some of the other movies here, because the next movie is going to be really interesting to see how they pull off, and that is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, if you remember Iron Man 3, we have seen the Ten Rings, or something thereof, because the Ten Rings is the Mandarin's group. Now, we know that the Mandarin that was played by Ben Kingsley in the third Iron Man was not the true Mandarin. And they did a Marvel short.
I watched a cartoon version of it.
Short that showed the Ten Rings people actually coming after Ben Kingsley's character. So we know from that there was going to be at some point a reboot of, or an actual character of the Mandarin. Now this is going to be awesome. This is them really world building in the MCU. They're going to call back to a movie in Iron Man 3 that was several years ago, in a movie in 2020 or 2021. This comes out February 12th, 2021. The next one we have is WandaVision. That's going to be on Disney Plus in the spring of 2021. I don't know what to make of that. I really like the Wanda and Vision characters. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do this. I'm not as excited for that one as I think I probably will be closer. Then we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness on May 7th, 2021. I don't know how they're going to do this. They're talking that it's going to be way more horror than it is going to be. Yeah. They say it's going to be way more horror-like than...
I'm not wanting to see that.
I know you're not a big horror fan, and I'm not a big horror fan either. But it's going to be interesting to see how they work the multiverse.
But if they... Wait, is the multiverse in the original that they did first?
The Doctor Strange? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think so. I think they're going to use the multiverse to bring in Fantastic Four and the X-Men. That might be the way they bring them in. I don't know. But the one thing that they did say is that Elizabeth Olsen is going to be reprising Scarlet Witch or Wanda Maximoff in this movie. She's going to be the B character, or the Hulk as Hulk was to Thor in Ragnarok. So, which is awesome. You got a witch, you got a magician, they're all together,
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I really like the Scarlet Witch character, which I'm way more looking forward to her in this than I am in the WandaVision.
Wanda and Vision.
Well, they call it WandaVision. It's not Wanda and Vision. So,
okay.
I don't know. Then the one that I am really looking forward to, probably most of all of the Disney Plus stuff, in 2021 and sometime in 2020, we're going to get a Loki.
Oh yeah, this is Kevin Feige's actual words. He says, "This is where we." Oh God, I forgot. Never mind.
It's what happened to
Loki after Endgame.
Yeah.
Endgame.
He said
Endgame.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought it was after Infinity War.
Should be after Infinity War, because that's where he was supposedly killed.
Yeah, he was killed in in Endgame.
Okay.
I don't know. We can check. Anyway, we got a Loki Disney Plus series.
No, he didn't get killed in Infinity War. He disappeared.
Yeah, and that's what happened. What happens, and then he ends up back with Thor. Anyway,
it's confusing.
It's confusing. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But then Disney is pulling one that I think is really cool, which is in the summer of 2021, we're going to get a What If animated series. Now, if that isn't cool enough, the What If series of comics are always one that comics lovers will always pick up. It's kind of an alternate timeline. So, what if, Spider-Man had become part of the Fantastic Four? So it asks all these questions.
That would not make sense at all.
Well, but that's the cool thing about it. Yeah, but that's the cool thing about it. It asks what if. What if Hulk hadn't become the smart Hulk in the MCU?
Oh, God.
Actual actors to do the voices, which is going to be really cool as a what if.
Okay, this is, if I remember correctly, this is Kevin Feige's actual word. But, he said that all the characters are coming back as themselves to voice them in different ways.
Oh, yeah.
In different forms.
So it's going to be interesting. I think that
cool.
It's kind of cool that they're going to get all those actors to come back and do that. Next, we have a Disney Plus in fall of 2021 Disney Plus show, Hawkeye. Don't know what's going to happen in this one. Going to be pretty.
I was really hoping that Scarlett Johansson would be in this one. I mean, Black Widow.
Well, she may. I mean, there's so much entanglement between those two.
The question is it after Endgame or before Endgame?
I believe it's going to be before.
Okay.
But then he was on house arrest, so it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of fit all these in the time.
He was on house arrest.
Him and Scott, because she goes and talks about that, how Scott and him their families were more important than running, basically. So then to end phase 4, and Kevin Feige has clarified that this is phase 4, the whole thing. So they're going to do this way differently than they did before. You have Thor Love and Thunder on 11/5 of 21. So this is the Love and Thunder storyline is the female Thor, and they've brought back
I forgot her name.
Natalie Portman
no.
as Jane Foster, and she's going to come back and she's going to play the female Thor. I have really mixed feelings about this. I love the female Thor, don't get me wrong, but I think Natalie Portman's performance is probably the weakest of any character in the MCU, bar none, I really think.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
just the way you said that.
Yeah, it's just I didn't like her in either of the films she was in. Her and Hemsworth didn't seem to have any chemistry, and it was just literally boring.
Okay.
So the last part of the MCU panel was a complete blindside by Kevin Feige. He thanked everybody, and then he said, oh yeah, there's one more thing, and he brought out Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali. Now, if you're an MCU fan or a Marvel fan, you probably know him. He played Cottonmouth in the first season.
Who's that?
You didn't see that. That was a Netflix series, the first season of Power Man, Luke Cage.
Oh.
He's Power Man to me. And he put on a hat that said Blade. So now we know that Mahershala Ali is going to be the new Blade in the MCU, which turned a lot of heads. It's going to be pretty interesting. So that pretty much wraps up everything that Marvel did at Comic-Con. Now, we do have some other Comic-Con stuff that we're going to go through later in the podcast, but we're going to move on to a couple other things now. What's our next topic, Alex?
Our next topic is science.
And what do we got going on in science?
So we have world's smallest MRi.
Okay. So this comes from our friends over at sciencealert.com. Okay, this may get a little complicated here, but I thought it was just something really cool. So the world's smallest MRI has just captured the magnetic field.
I thought it was sound wave. I keep forgetting it's not a sound wave.
It's an MRI, magnetic resonance imaging machine, just captured the magnetic field of a single atom.
Which is crazy small.
Yeah, that's crazy small. And they used a new technique. The article says, using a new technique, scientists have performed the world's smallest magnetic resonance imaging to capture the magnetic field of single atoms. It's an incredible breakthrough that could improve quantum research as well as our understanding of the universe and subatomic scales. That's a lot of verbiage there. I am not an atomic scientist, but I do know that this is really cool. To be able to image something that is so minuscule and so small, it's crazy what these scientists do nowadays and what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really cool. They say the results, they're very excited about the result. It's a milestone. It's, most people think of an MRI as something they go in when they have a hurt shoulder or a bad knee or a bum back. But
no, they also use it for studying too. So
yes, yeah. So
like we are hearing right now. So
yeah, so it's going to be really cool to see where that goes in the future. I could get more technical with it, but I think I would just bore everybody. I think everybody's probably already asleep. So, what's our next story, Alex?
Our next thing is Zool Dino found.
All right. So, in dino news, because we love dinos, right?
Of course.
Well, I mean, we really love dinos here.
Yes. We love dinosaurs here.
This is a dino household. We are amateur paleontologists, to say the least. So, they found a...
I forgot what the name of the dinosaur was.
It's called... Okay, I'm going to butcher this because it is a scientific name. It's Zool crurivistator, which... It's a really cool 76 million year old dino that they found.
It's an ankylosaurid.
It's an ankylosaurid. Sure. They found it almost completely intact, which is pretty well unheard of.
Yeah.
They found it in, I believe it was in Montana.
Yeah.
That they found it. And it was featured in an issue of
Nat Geo.
National Geographic. One of the cool things is they have an almost intact tail club for this awesome beast.
Wait, can I see?
He's got all the little horns and fins and
it's
this
crazy.
Crazy tail club. They think he was about 20 feet long and about 1.4 to 4 tons. So you're looking 2,600
that's
to...
That's heavier than an elephant.
Oh,
an African elephant.
That's 2,600 to 8,000 pounds, somewhere in that category. And they think his tail could have toppled a Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
So they're working on trying to get, obviously, this complete fossil out of the
ground,
of its rock. But it is an ankylosaurid. It was kind of cool. They named it after Zool, which is...
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
The Zool is this is I am not Dana, there is only Zool from Ghostbusters. So that's always going to pique our interest. You get the pop culture movies along with dinos, and this house is going to throw a little party every single time.
Yeah.
So, what do we have next?
This one's a scary one. City killer asteroid.
Did you know that we almost all died last week?
Yeah.
Actually, earlier this week. So, I always go back to what Billy Bob Thornton says in Armageddon. You know, the president asks him why we didn't see this asteroid sooner, and he says, "Look, our near-Earth object budget is $2 million, and gives us about 3% of the sky, and it's a pretty damn big sky." Well, yeah. We had an asteroid that was, it came within 45,000 miles of Earth. Now that is close.
Yeah, that's closer than we are to the moon.
Yes, it was way close.
Moon.
And they didn't actually see it until about 3 or 4 days.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean Thursday.
Well, it came through on Wednesday. It passed Earth at 9:22 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Wednesday. It came within 45,000 miles of Earth, or about 1/5 of the distance between the Earth and the Moon. And scientists say that this asteroid, which was estimated between 187 and 427 feet long,
oh my God,
was not big enough to cause an extinction level event, but would
probably kill half of a city. Or most of it.
It was big enough to do some major damage if it struck Earth. They said that if it would have hit, most people would think that it was a nuclear blast, which would cause all kinds of problems anyway. So it's one of those things to me where you've got to realize that we're always in the path of these things, and we need to do a better job and put more funding to finding those things.
Yeah.
So
we need to put more space droids out. I know they're expensive to build, but we need to put more of them out soon.
Yeah.
Go to further into galaxies or get out of our galaxy.
Yeah.
Don't we have like one probe that's out of our galaxy or
2? Well, not out of our galaxy, but out of our solar system.
Yeah.
I believe Voyager 1 and 2 have both broken past what's called the Kuiper Belt, and they're out of the solar system.
Oh my God, the Kuiper Belt is...
Yeah, which the Kuiper Belt
is all asteroids.
Well,
right?
it's the outer asteroid field, but it's also where New Horizons is, because New Horizons, which was the probe that went to Pluto, it just went to a small object called Ultima Thule, which is 2 asteroids basically that were binary. They had attached to each other. They did that last year, and they've got enough fuel, they think, to get to one more object in the Kuiper Belt before they start having to shut things down on it to conserve fuel. But we are a sitting target. We know that asteroids have hit us before, and we need to do.
Dinosaurs.
Yep. Well, yeah. Dinosaurs. Everything comes back to dinosaurs around here, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's true.
Yeah. So, always remember, we always preach having a good survival kit around, or having at least some sort of rations or something. So, anywho, what's going on next, Alex?
Our next topic today is gaming.
Gaming. What's going on in the world? Stop it. No problem. Okay, what's next, Alex?
Gaming. Our next topic is gaming.
And what do we got going on in gaming?
We got Dr. Mario World Review.
Okay, so if you didn't know, Nintendo has gotten into the mobile gaming now. I know they had the Mario game before.
What Mario game?
I can't remember what it was called. It didn't get Okay, what's next, Alex?
Gaming. Our next topic is gaming.
And what do we got going on in gaming?
We got Dr. Mario World Review.
Okay, so if you didn't know, Nintendo has gotten into the mobile gaming now. I know they had the Mario game before
What?
a little.
What Mario?
I can't remember what it was called. It didn't get really good reviews, but they've decided to do a Dr. Mario World game. So I went ahead and downloaded this to my tablet. I'm a huge puzzle game fan. I always have been. Alex, I don't think, is quite as big a puzzle game fan as I am.
Meh.
Nah? That's all you got,
Nah.
nah?
Meh.
She likes platformers.
Yeah.
As,
I like more platformers, stuff like Kirby and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I like more than anything.
Yeah, so I went
I
ahead...
like challenging but fun stuff at the same time.
Yeah, and puzzle games are, like, great to me. I love Tetris, Columns.
I don't mind them, just sometimes I'll just go like, I'm just meh.
Yeah.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
Let me go Kirby.
I love Tetris, Columns, Bejeweled, all of those.
What's Bejeweled? Oh, have I seen you play Bejeweled?
No, it's been a long time since I played Bejeweled. But one of those games that I love is Dr. Mario. It's for the original NES. So I love that game. When I heard they were going to have a mobile app come out, I said, okay, I've got to try it. So I will say this. I like the game, but to me, it isn't Dr. Mario. It's a great puzzle game.
It has the music like it, just like.
And the concept is the same. You're using pills to kill viruses, and that's cool. And I really like the game as a puzzle game. I love it, but it's not Dr. Mario.
And on the outside, if you kill all the viruses in one world, all the toadstools will turn back to the little toadstools of them own.
Yeah, that's
So pretty much once the viruses get to the toadstools turn into the viruses. You have to kill the viruses to make the toadstools. Make the viruses turn into the toadstools. Sorry, I'm just speaking really fast.
Yeah,
I
so
speak really fast when I get a little carried away.
The premise is the same as Dr. Mario, and the gameplay is cool, and you have there's a few too many options in my opinion. There's all this stuff, all these all these different weapons, and you have different characters that have different
There's
abilities.
Bowser, Toad, Peach, and Mario.
Yeah, and they each have a different power meter that can do.
Peach clears one column random. I want to say Mario chooses one row random.
I think so.
And then
I play as Peach. But then they have assistants, and you have to use hearts. And when you fail a level, you lose a heart, and you have 5 hearts, and you have to wait for that heart meter to rebuild. So you can't just play unlimited unless you want to pay into it, and you can pay into it to buy diamonds. The diamonds you can use to buy hearts and other power-ups. It's a good game. I really like it. I enjoy playing it. However, to me, I wish they had just the classic Dr. Mario on there.
the music is similar.
The music is.
I don't like that you can't choose from Chill and Fever.
Well.
Which one?
And you may be able to. I just they have different. They have different ones.
Yeah, maybe once you get to like a certain level, it will let you choose some other stuff that you can't.
Yeah, it might. I don't know, but it's a good game. I would tell you to go play it. It can get addictive. It's just not the classic Dr. Mario, and that is kind of not. It doesn't really matter. It's a good game. It's just, to me, it's not the classic Dr. Mario, and I like both games. I love the classic Dr. Mario. I could addictively play that for a couple of hours. It's one of those games like Tetris and like Columns. I could sit down and play for a long time, and just
unlike some other people, if they just watch the pills, they're like,
fall asleep. Yeah, we have some friends that do that.
Yeah.
So, what we got going on next?
We have the PS5 and Microsoft Scarlet Prices.
Okay, so there's been some talk about at E3, Sony and Microsoft both gave teasers to the PS5 and what they call the Microsoft Scarlet.
When's the PS5 coming out?
I think they're both going to come out next year, probably in 2024. if they follow protocol, it's going to be Christmas. It's going to be the big Christmas items. But they think that the systems are going to be around 500 each, which is a little steep. One of the things
probably once they start to get sold out a little, it will go lower.
Well, and
or
they will
higher
at
price.
some point. But one of the problems is some of the import tariffs are going to be hitting the consoles, and it's another one of those things where it's going to keep the prices higher as long as those tariffs are around. So. We're looking at the $500 price point. You know, Microsoft says the Scarlet is going to be 8K. It's going to have...
What's 8K mean?
It's the resolution, so it's... Yeah. Okay. It's going to be awesome resolution.
Really high resolution.
Yes, apparently both of them are going to have solid state drives, which is really cool. Solid state drives means little to no load time, because it doesn't have to load it from the disk. It just goes in and gets it. Solid state drives are something I didn't really understand until recently. It's more like a memory stick than it is like a hard drive where it turns. It just goes in and just picks up the info and it's there. So that's going to be really easy, really cool to see when these come out. Whether we're going to be able to get one for test, I don't know. We'll see. I know we're gonna start doing some video game reviews. I think we've got a couple things coming down the pipeline, don't we, Alex?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what's next?
Next is PRGE.
Okay, PRGE. If you guys don't know what PRGE is, it's Portland Retro Gaming Expo. And when is it?
October.
It's in October.
Yeah, in October.
I think it's around the 20th. It's a 3-day event in Portland.
It's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It's Friday, Saturday.
Friday
Sunday.
is the arcade only. They have this gigantic arcade where it's everything's set to free play. You can go up there and play the video games for free. Then Saturday and Sunday is the actual convention.
I remember last time we went, there was like a bubble machine like this big.
Oh yeah, the cool
the small one.
Yeah.
And I got to like level 5 or 6 on there, and on the one here, I got like to level 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So
actually, no, I got to 9 or 10.
We're gearing up because we are gonna give you full coverage of PRGE all 3 days. Alex and I, and probably Penny, and we may have a couple other people with us. Gonna shoot video. We're gonna talk about what we're seeing. We're gonna see if we can get some interviews for you guys. I know I'm working on another side project that I may be doing some interviews for. So I know we're all looking forward to it. You're looking forward to it, right, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna pick up some awesome games. So we'll see what we can do there. If you're in the Portland or Salem area, you guys, or even as far away as Seattle, Portland Retro Gaming is one of the biggest of the year in the country. It's a great event. They put on a great event every year, and I think they're even expanding it by another 50,000 square feet this year. Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
Yeah.
It was big last time, and now it's going to be even harder for me to stay standing.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
All right. So that's that. We're moving on. What's next, Alex?
Next is television.
What do we got going on in television?
We have God, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Picard. The Picard trailer review. Okay, now this is one of those ones from Comic-Con. Alex has no idea. So I might have Penny come in here. I know she watched it with me. I will tell you this. Never been a huge Star Trek fan. What about you, Penny?
Star Trek for a while was okay. I liked the New Generation and
the Next Generation was the best. I watched the Next Generation from the very beginning. I watched all of those. I really love that series. I'm more of a Star Wars fan. So you watched the Picard trailer with me, which was pretty cool, I have to say. What'd you think?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It piqued my interest on a new show with them in it.
Yeah, and the show has Data in it, and it also has a surprise of 7 of 9, who wasn't, I don't think, in actually Next Generation. She was in one of the other ones. Or maybe they crossed over, but I thought it was a really good trailer. I'm eager to see this. It's going to be on CBS All Access. So if you'll have to have this, I believe you'll have to have the CBS All Access app for that. We get CBS All Access because you watch Amazing Race, everything CBS. We watch CSI, or not CSI.
NCIS.
NCIS. I always get those mixed up. NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS New Orleans, NCIS Greater Twin Falls, Idaho subdivision, you know.
Right, sure. You know nothing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
what else is new?
Yeah, you know nothing, Dad. You know nothing.
So, another thing we had announced, the next thing would be Andy Willman. If you don't know who he is the basically the co-creator and the producer for what was Top Gear and what is now the Grand Tour. He took to Instagram to let everybody know that we're getting a Grand Tour season 4 and 5. So, and he confirmed this. They are done shooting season 4. Jeremy Clarkson took to Instagram the other day, said that yes, they are done shooting season 4, which to me is amazing because season 3 seems like it just ended.
Well, it just ended airing. However, they had already finished filming it. So
yeah,
the timing is always different from when you see it compared to when they finished it. But that makes sense, and I'm glad that we're getting more because I really do enjoy these shows.
Yeah.
And they're so funny.
Yeah. Richard, Jeremy, and James are just absolutely
James and
hilarious.
Richard always argue.
Yeah, they're always arguing and they're always making
Actually,
fun
all
of each
three-
other. And
all
it's
three of them argue, really.
yeah, they all three argue, and that's kind of what makes it.
They're
I think.
funny arguments, but the other part's like rawr.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. If you don't have Amazon Prime and haven't seen the Grand Tour, you really need to see the Mongolia special. If you don't get anything else, go in, pay the money, see the Mongolia special. It is one of those that is just is defining for those guys. Along with if you see Top Gear, if you see them, to me, looking for the source of the Nile, which is still one of the best double episode of all time. It's absolutely hilarious, and it's one of those shows that makes you want to be those guys. Makes you wish you were rich and had two buddies that you could go out, both get cars, and just do stupid stuff with. Right?
That is very true.
So, all right, Alex, what do we got next?
Next we have movies.
Movies. So what is going on in movies?
First, we have Ghostbusters, Paul Rudd, and cast announced.
All right. Well, Alex and I were bumping through YouTube a couple weeks ago, and what did we come across? We came across a video with
Paul Rudd in front of the, I want to say, I don't know if it's the original or the new one that they used.
It's the original.
It's the original fireplace that they used.
The firehouse.
Okay,
the firehouse fire station that they used, and he was there to announce that he's going to be in the Ghostbusters continuation. Okay. I don't know if I want to call it a sequel, if it's just a continuation, but the
Ghostbusters is a sequel.
Well, the Ghostbusters 2016, was it 2016 or 2016, 2017? The all-female one was not.
I like that.
Was in the same year.
It was so.
I don't know. It's hard to say what they were doing in that. Anyway, I like that movie. I know a lot of people don't. I don't even want to go into that. Don't throw hate at me. I did like that Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
Because I can separate that movie from the other two movies. But, so they came out, and Paul Rudd has said that he's going to be in it. And
so
then
Paul Rudd
Yeah.
Jason Momoa.
No, Jason Reitman, who is Ivan Reitman's son. Ivan Reitman was the original director of Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Jason Reitman is doing the new movie, and he came out and he gave us some casting news. So we have Finn Wolfhard and McKenna Grace are going to be on the new team. Logan Kim and Celeste O'Connor are going to be in it. I think those are the 4 main characters of the new team. And then, of course, you're going to have Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Bill Murray, Annie Potts, and they've a couple other people. So it looks like they're going to go...
Including Paul Rudd.
Yeah, including Paul Rudd. It looks like they're going to go with a younger group of kids, kind of taking up the mantles from the Ghostbusters. Obviously, we've lost Harold Ramis, so he's not going to be in there, which to me is very sad. I loved Harold Ramis. I loved Egon. He was the perfect foil, especially for Bill Murray's Venkman character, because he's very straight to Venkman's kind of over the top. So really, really looking forward to this movie. We know they're saying July of next year. I believe they're filming now. There is a teaser trailer out, which is kind of just a callback trailer. I think it's going to be really, really cool. Okay, what do we got next?
Next we got the Top Gun trailer.
Okay, so another Comic-Con drop was Tom Cruise going to Comic-Con, which a lot of people say that Tom Cruise won Comic-Con this year, that his was the biggest wow of the whole thing. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I have never seen Top Gun from start to finish. I've seen bits and pieces of it. We do have a big Top Gun fan in the family, however, and that would be Penny. And I will tell you, the trailer, I liked the trailer. It was okay. It wasn't great. What did you think, Penny?
It definitely was different. I'm not entirely sure I actually need another Top Gun movie, but it did intrigue me to see how they were going to handle it. Is it one of those things where they're going to bring Tom's character back as an instructor that's going to start a new, obviously the next generation of Top Gun stars, or how they're going about it. But it's definitely looked interesting, and I think I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Okay. I'm gonna go see it. I will take you to go see it.
I will make you watch the first one before we go see the new one.
I don't know. Volleyball's just not my thing.
Oh, that's only a small part of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It seems to be the part everybody talks about, though.
I know.
Well, it's a very good part for the girls to watch.
Isn't
Anthony
Anthony Edwards in it?
Yes, Anthony Edwards has a very big part in it, and his character is very major character in the first majority of the movie.
And I don't know, it's just not my time. My Top Gun was a professional wrestler for Portland Wrestling. That's and they played the Top Gun theme. So I know who did the Top Gun theme. It was Danger Zone.
Yeah, that's.
Is that Kenny Loggins?
Yes, Kenny Loggins.
And apparently he's doing the theme for this one too.
Okay.
So I heard that. I thought that was kind of cool.
That's cool to bring him back.
The only thing that did bother me is they did steal from the Star Wars trailer in this. I mean, that part of the trailer was just like the TIE fighter coming at Rey. I mean, it was like dead on, like shot.
Well, I'm trying to figure out who's stealing from who here. Yeah. Because the original Top Gun was before that. So.
Yeah. Buzz in the tower, right?
Yep. They did that a lot in the first movie.
Okay. What's next, Alex?
Next we have Zombieland Double Tap trailer.
Okay. So, another thing I've got to say is I have never seen the original Zombieland. It seems
funny.
It is a funny horror movie. I don't know if it's one that you can watch, Alex.
I know, but
I'll have to watch it first. I know I did see that it was on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I'm going to have to go back and watch it. It's one of those movies that I first of all, I'm not a huge zombie fan. The only
zombie movie you like is World War Z.
Yeah, and I don't even consider that a zombie movie. I consider it more of like a science fiction drama. So
Yeah.
the gory stuff is just not.
I know. The only thing I like about World War Z is the music. That's the only thing I like.
The music is good.
The rest, I hate it.
I love the theme, but I really liked World War Z. Shaun of the Dead is the other one, and so Zombieland I just never got around to watching. I don't know why, but when I heard that they were going to put out a sequel, I was like, okay, well, I'll take a look at it and see. But this trailer, I think, is hilarious. I think it's really funny how they have, Woody Harrelson and Emma Stone and Abigail Breslin and what's his name, the other guy, who are all Academy Award nominees or winners, and they start that trailer off like it's serious cinema. Academy Award winner or Academy Award nominee Abigail Breslin, and then she just Emma Stone takes out a gun and shoots a guy. It's hilarious. So
and then once they get to the thing, the door went.
Yeah. So I like the trailer. Well, I'm gonna have to see Zombieland, see if I liked it. If I liked it, then I'll see if at least Penny and I can go and give you a quick review on what's going on with that. So what is next, Alex?
Next we have Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood trailer.
Okay. Now, if you are one of the 3 people of humanity who have not seen this trailer, I want you to go to YouTube right now, look up Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood trailer. I want you to watch it and try not to cry.
Yes.
Now, there was a really funny article that Tom Hanks has vowed to play every human being on the planet, and happens to be playing Mr. Rogers now, which is funny because there was a comedy skit done a couple years back ago about Mr. Rogers, and Tom Hanks' son played Mr. Rogers in that, which I thought was really hilarious. It was just it was a skit or something they put out on YouTube or something. It was really funny. I really liked it, but this trailer gave me the chills. I always love Mr. Rogers, and I don't know what kid didn't. He's one of those superlatively iconic.
I like that they open up the suitcase and actually show
the puppets.
Yeah, I want to say they're like the original puppets.
Yeah,
they look as old as they were in the thing.
Yeah, and I mean, and he does a really good job of conveying that. Mr. Rogers had a cadence about him when he talked. I don't know if it's a public television thing, but I would say Bob Ross had the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it was a way for them to be able to appeal to a broader audience because they didn't speak too fast for people or too slow. It was just nice, even, and tones and things like that everybody was able to pay attention to. And I think that was definitely something that, like you say, Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers had, that came across as being almost soothing in a way.
Yeah, real soothing. I mean, and if you look back, I mean, go on YouTube, just look up actual clips of Mr. Rogers. When he was in Senate hearings, when he advocated for public broadcasting and for understanding children and how important they are and how marginalized children are sometimes. He knew that children were way smarter than most adults ever give them credit for. Kids can learn, kids know, and it's okay to have feelings, and it's okay to express those feelings as long as you're doing them in the right way. Anyway,
I forgot the puppet that has like the long nose. I forgot that.
I can't remember the puppet names.
Yeah,
I know there's Daniel Tiger. That's the only one I remember.
Everybody remembers. You're going to remember Daniel Tiger because you grew up on the Daniel Tiger cartoon, which was based on Daniel Tiger from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and was produced by his company.
Daniel Tiger, who, I want to say that's the owl's name.
and Wednesday and Friday, and yeah.
Wednesday and Friday?
King Friday? Wasn't it King Friday and his son was Wednesday or I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesday and then I want to say I forgot his
It's
brother's
okay.
name.
Anyway, go see this trailer. I think this trailer was amazing. I think all three of us love this trailer. I have never seen a trailer shared on my Facebook feed as many times as this trailer. I had to have had 30 friends that shared this on their Facebook feed, so you know it's touching a chord. I think it comes out in November. So
Yeah,
I think
want to say it said it came out in November.
yeah,
November.
I think this is going to be a really big hit movie. So, what's next, Alex?
Next is Alex's Creature Corner.
Okay, so we got a feature that we're going to do every time we do a podcast. Well, I'm not going to be doing. Well, I'll help, but
Yeah.
it's going to be Alex's Creature Corner. Now, Alex and I are both big creature fans. We love mythical creatures. We love
Dinosaurs.
We
I
love kaijus. We love monsters.
Yeah.
Not big horror fans, but we love monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Nessie. Oh my god, my favorite monster.
So
I don't know why she's my favorite monster.
She's
I just
cool.
don't know why.
Nessie's cool. So what is in your creature corner this week, Alex?
Today I have the Velociraptors from Jurassic World.
Okay, so what are we talking about? The Velociraptors from the Jurassic World.
You can just say JW. That's way better.
Well, it's Jurassic. It's all the Jurassic Park movies. It's not just Jurassic World. So what are we talking about then?
In Jurassic World, the Velociraptors really aren't Velociraptors.
Okay, so you're saying what we see in the movie is not what a Velociraptor looks like?
No. Not exactly.
Not exactly. Okay, so then what are we seeing in the movies?
What we're seeing is their related cousin, the Deinonychus.
The Deinonychus?
Yes.
That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is.
It's always fun learning all of these.
I'll always call the Deinonychus like Diny or something like that, but I'll call the Velociraptor Vivi.
Vivi, yeah, there we go. We call them Vivis. So,
Vivis.
okay, so what is the difference between a Deinonychus and a Velociraptor?
The
then?
Velociraptor is 5 feet long and weighs 70 to 100 pounds.
Okay.
75 to 100 pounds. And the Deinonychus is 10 feet long and weighs 220 pounds.
Okay.
Around that
so
area.
Really, what we're seeing is a completely different dinosaur. And do the Velociraptors look like the Deinonychus?
No.
So they're smaller,
Yeah.
and they had feathers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, or at least paleontologists believe there were at least some feathers on
Yeah. Yeah, like we saw on the original one, like the little.
on Jurassic World or Jurassic Park 3. And yes, everybody hates Jurassic Park 3 except for me. I love Jurassic Park 3.
I like the Spinosaurus fight.
Who doesn't like the Spinosaurus?
That's cool.
So and
Yeah, Spinosaurus fight was cool.
so you're saying what we're seeing
is not what we think it is.
so a Deinonychus is roughly twice the size of a Velociraptor.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 feet long, not 5 feet long. So I would guess they just called him a Velociraptor because calling it a Deinonychus is not conducive, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and it would also make sense because they had the compies, which are pretty much, the Velociraptors were probably only like a few feet bigger than them. So then you would kind of get the compies and the Velociraptors mixed up.
Yeah.
And then it would make sense because the Velociraptors could climb trees and the Deinonychus can't. So they were trying to jump to get her, the lady.
Okay.
So it would make sense because there's like always they can have clips that they have made already and see how it will work.
So did they both have the toe claw?
Yes.
They both have the toe claw. So the toe claw is something that is kind of standard equipment for that.
Yeah, for the raptors.
For the raptors. And Deinonychus is considered a raptor. It's like a close cousin.
Yeah, it's pretty much the cousin.
All right. Well, that's cool. So we're going to end there today. We appreciate you guys coming by and listening to us talk.
We didn't talk about the rest of Comic-Con.
Well, we did. We talked about the trailers. That was basically
yeah.
what it was. So, we're gonna try to get a podcast out every other week. I know we kind of skipped 3 weeks here because we had audio problems,
Yeah, we've been having really big audio.
but we think we have it fixed now. And we're working on a lot of stuff for a lot of new videos. Alex and I have been working diligently on that. I know we had a new video up this week. I did a quick toy review. We're going to be future. So if you guys go to our YouTube page, which is the AB page,
Which is one whole word.
the AB page, one whole word. You'll see our nice little logo there with our little cartoon mugs on it. It says the AB page, smiling.
Faces.
Yeah, faces. Mugs. That's what this.
Oh, okay.
So we would really appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribed, and leave us a comment in the comment section, and hopefully we'll see you guys or listen to you guys in the next couple of weeks. Thanks. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.